What's up, boys? Today is Tuesday, June the 9th, and I'm going to be walking you through how I made $3,200 in 30 seconds trading the Nasdaq today. So, my overall bias heading into market open was bearish, and the reason why I say it was bearish is because on the daily we had a bearish SMT within a unfilled daily fair value gap. So, obviously now in hindsight it got ran through, but on ES, the SMT was down here, okay? The SMT was down here, and on the Nasdaq, we were already in the daily fair value gap. If I can show you, we was already up here. So my bias going into market open was the fact that we were bearish. So let me just mark this as an SMT. I tried doing this before, recording it and showing you on FX replay about it, but it doesn't work. It keeps on resetting my drawings and stuff, so it's really fucking annoying. But just imagine that this SMT hasn't been hit yet, okay? So that's my original bias, bearish. And it turns out to be correct, as you can see, we're fucking dumping right now. But I was in and out real quick. So, firstly, when market first opened, we had a 5-minute CISD, which I thought was going to be the start of our bearish pump lower. As you can see right here, if it lets me mark it. Let me just mark it as CISD. Okay, so we had a 5-minute CISD right here when market opened. We took out these lows right here, but we ended up shooting back up and engulfing the previous candle that made the CISD, and within the 1-minute time frame we actually ended up respecting this bullish fair value gap that was made and inversed a fair value gap to the upside, as you can see right here. And don't want you to think that I took a bad setup. I didn't take this random IFVG to the upside where my bias is bearish for no reason. There's a very specific reason as to why I did it, and I thought at the start of market open that was manipulation to the downside, because on the S&P we had equal highs here, equal buy side liquidity here. As you can see, I've already marked it out for you guys, but where I've marked out buy side liquidity just here, we had equal highs. So we had this high right here, and we also had this high here. So these were equal highs, and it just made sense that we were going to run through them, because above the equal highs rested the daily fair value gap, and it also rested the hourly fair value gap, which is right here. So in my opinion, my bias was bearish, yes, and there was a possibility that we could have respected the SMT and just shot straight down. But there's also the other opportunity that we could run the SMT, because SMTs don't always work, by the way. They're just an extra additional confluence. They're not the best thing. So we could have respected the SMT and gone straight down with the CISD, or we could have ran through it, which we did, take out the equal highs on ES, respect the hourly fair value gap, tap into the daily fair value gap like we already have with the Nasdaq, and then go down. And the latter happened. So that's why you have to adapt to market conditions. That's why people say to not marry your bias, because your bias, yes, it's good for an initial idea, but things change, right? And you need to adapt. So the reason why I took a long here in a very obvious sell model is because of ES. Now ES and Nasdaq are correlated, right? So I prefer to take my setups on NQ, because ES, I just don't like it. Don't know why. I just don't like the way it moves. I don't like the ratio of your risk, how many points you're risking. I don't like it. I just prefer Nasdaq, right? So we close above this IFVG to the upside, and within the same time, this is before we hit the equal highs on ES and the bearish SMT. So naturally, I just took a 5 micro long. As you can see on my accounts today, I have 5 top step accounts right here, funded accounts. Made 250 on each, so that was $1,250 right now. And I passed my 5 lucids today and took another trade, which I have annotated. I'll show you. But yeah, 394 across all of them as well. So that puts me at about $3,200 for the day. So fairly easy actually. I took along here and I just targeted these highs just above. 5 micro long, out, 30 seconds. Hit it straight away. That's done. Let me get rid of that. So at this point right here, where the scan box is, just picture where we are in ES. So ES swept the buy side liquidity at this point. Okay, tapped into the hourly fair value gap on ES, swept the buy side, took out the equal highs, and we started to inverse lower. Now this is actually a very good setup. I know Dodgy took this without even seeing his videos. I'm gonna guess he took this. Shout out Dodgy, by the way, fucking legend. But we tapped into a hourly fair value gap, daily fair value gap, took out equal highs on ES. So Nasdaq was naturally just going to follow suit. So let me take away this S&T because it has now been invalidated. That's taken. I took this setup on my Lucid fundeds, which I passed. And I literally just entered here based off of this inverse fair value gap here. There was loads. There was one here. There was another one here. There was another one here. You can literally just group them all together if you wanted to. But I tried to get in the best possible point because I knew we were going to go short and continue the day's actual bias because we'd already hit the target on ES and we were just going to go down with NAS. So pretty simple. I literally just targeted here around 50%, around the 50% mark of the bullish fair value gap, just in case we didn't, just in case we didn't carry out the bias. But I targeted the 50% point of the fair value gap, as you can see right here, around 0.5, around here. That's just something I like to do. You don't have to do that, but I like to do it just in case. Yeah, so I targeted it and bang, hit TP. And I took this on 5 Lucids. So as you can see, $400 each account. Very simple. I also realized today I forgot to show you my accounts at the start of the video, which I'll do next time. But yeah, so I took all of these and I made $3,000 in 30 seconds today. It was a good day. Good day, very simple day. I thought, obviously it would have been a lot better if the SMT was in play, I think, because I would have made a lot more money because we would have gone straight to the sell side liquidity below, which was London low, Asia low, which I would have had marked out at the start of the session, but because I'm doing it on here, I'm doing this all in hindsight for you guys. But yeah, so that was the trade recap for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another one if I take anything. If I don't, then I'll probably make a video of why I didn't take anything, but if not, yeah. So that was the trade recap. Hope you guys have learned something. Have a little insight into the way I trade. I like to have both of my charts up on the same screen right here. Yeah, so these are my accounts. As you can see, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not fucking LARPing. This is all my stuff right here. Make some money. And yeah. That's the setup, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are liking the content so far. I've been really trying to hit it hard with YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So I've just been working, trying to show you guys how I trade and inspire some people. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. My stuff will be down below in the description. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and I hope you have a good one. See you later, I'm out.